Them Damn Mexicans presents TDM Talk.
All right, hey, what's up, everybody, man? Thank you guys for tuning in to another episode of TDM Talk. I'm your host, David, of Them Damn Mexicans and TDM Talk. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. We appreciate all the love that you guys have been showing us really since we started this. So, man, I am so grateful for you all. Today, we have two special guests in the building. We have to my left and maybe to your right of Navy Jones Locker and Accosta, the man, right?
That's me.
Yep, Accosta, the man. Get it right. What's going on, fellas? How we doing today?
Chilling, man. How are you?
Wavy.
I'm good, man. I'm good. I got to last night, House of Blues.
Yeah.
Crazy. Yeah, crazy. Frankie bringing out Doe Man, DFD Baby Lee doing his thing as usual. Chop the Father, wherever he may be at, he did his thing as usual. Absolutely. And then AB came out with the live band. Like, that was crazy.
That blew me away.
Yeah.
I was stunned when I saw that he brought out a live band. It was incredible.
So I kind of gave that away. I was gonna say, what brings you guys to because tell us where you're from, because a lot of people won't know that you guys are not from Houston.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm from Riverside, small town, about 45 minutes east of LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm from Brooklyn, New York, Borinquen Projects. So from that side.
Okay.
Yeah, and we're out here for the House of Blues show.
Yeah.
Look, he took my next question. What brings you? What brings y'all down here? But now, so the House of Blues show, right?
Yeah.
Your experience, what? I mean, I know you just talked a little bit about it, but an overall process on everybody's performances and what they did.
I think it was just an epic night, man.
Yeah.
It was really, because it's a community thing and we all homies. So it's like, it was just raw. It is my first time really getting to encompass that energy with everybody, because I'm like the outside homie, you know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's kind of like it was love, man.
Yeah, for sure, man.
It was a lot of fun because we came out here last year for the White Oak show.
Yeah.
And that was incredible. And then out here for the House of Blues, it was, I don't know, like the experience of coming out here from California is still mind-boggling to see people perform, not only see the community come together to support one another, but personally to see people perform my music and just do it so well, because everybody who performed on beats that I produced just killed it last night.
Mm-hmm.
About how many songs do you think you produced that were performed yesterday?
Almost every track that Chop and Navy did, I produced. I asked AB if he was going to do any of the stuff that we're currently working on, but he did a lot of his older stuff, which made me happy because he obviously had a whole thing planned out for the show. So, yeah, I would say, just like that, most of that set, I would say a good like 75% of the set with Chop and Jones were beats that I produced.
Dope.
Yeah.
Now, one of the interesting things I got to see yesterday was my man Navy Jones here fly off the stage. He literally flew into the crowd. Like, my boy Zach, shout out to Zach. Zach didn't know what happened.
Yeah.
I think he might have clipped him with a shoe or something.
When he woke up from the hospital, that's what happened.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to call and check on him. Say, hey man, are you all right? No, but I think there's video now online somewhere circulating of that. So if anybody really caught that, I thought that was dope.
Yeah.
But I was talking to an artist that I'm working with, Mike Garza. He was there as well, up in the front yesterday, and we talked about that. About stage presence, the performance, just the whole aspect. I said, man, that was just so live. We really complimented and really enjoyed. Especially that, because you don't really see that a lot, man. Especially on a hip hop show. At least I've never really seen nothing like that. So
I've
I
seen
thought,
it a lot.
yeah,
I grew up in the punk scene in my hometown, so I saw a lot of stage diving.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you've seen that.
On my shows.
Yeah, and I go to all your shows. Yeah.
He's like, I does this. So I'm gonna start with you, Mr. Accosta, the man. I was told that you're a big horror movie film
Yes, I am clearly. I mean, I'm wearing a horror movie shirt
guy. I was
right
about
now.
to say you got a shirt on right now.
Yeah, I made sure to wear this because one of the taglines to this movie was "You don't have to go to Texas for a chainsaw massacre."
I like
Brought
that.
it with him.
Yeah,
I like that.
but yeah, like I'm a big horror movie fan. It's funny you mentioned that because my original intention before Chop told me about this interview was I said Friday I'm gonna show up. We're gonna go to the studio. Saturday's the show. Sunday I'm gonna go out to I think it was Granger, Texas.
Oh yeah,
Because that's where they have the house where they filmed the original Texas Chainsaw Massacre.
yeah.
So I was like, all right, I'm gonna go out there. And then Chop was like, oh, we got some interviews lined up. And I'm like, all right.
Damn, he ruined your day.
But I was like, it's rare for me to like skip out on like horror movie related things. So I'm just like, nah, you know what? For y'all, I'll gladly skip it. Whatever, it ain't no thing, But that was my original intention. That's what I was gonna do today.
Man, I didn't know that, man. Had I known that, I would have just canceled.
Oh
I'm
no,
kidding.
man, I'm happy to be here.
I'm kidding, man. Fan of newer or older?
Mix. I love everything. I've been watching
Really?
horror movies since I was 6 years old. If it's new, I'm at least aware of it. I don't watch everything that comes out just because I've gotten to the point in my life where I'm able to kind of siphon through what is worth my time and what is just a to be original.
Yeah.
So it's just like I watch a good mix of horror. There's a lot of new horror that I watched this past year that I loved. There's a lot of old ones that I'm just rediscovering or just barely discovering. So yeah, I just love horror in general. It's not just movies, literature, comic books, TV shows, whatever. If it's spooky, I love it.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
What about you, man? Are you into the horror movies too, or not really?
Nah, man.
What do you prefer?
Like movie wise?
Yeah, movie wise.
I like Marvel shit, like
Marvel.
Star Wars shit, like action packed shit.
No wonder, man. You did some superhero shit yesterday, man. Jumping out that damn stage. I said, "Man, it look like Spider-Man," know. That's what it looked like. But yeah, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not big in horror movies. I mean, of course, the stuff I grew up on watching, but it's the newer stuff. I don't know anything about it.
Yeah.
My wife's more into that type of thing, but. That's cool, man, because movies is something that you can always kind of discuss and debate over, especially if you find common ground. Like comedy is one of my things,
Sure.
Even the stupid comedy,
Yeah.
the Adam Sandler type things or whatever.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, I get that. I mean, I have like a good percentage of my movie collection is movies that I've said, man, this movie's dog shit. I love it. But yeah, it's like, and especially you talking about just like with movies in relation to like talking and discussing, it's like one question I always get asked is like, like, would you like sample movies or anything like that? And it's like, dude, that's how I got my start. So I was like sampling like horror movies and like Italian movies and stuff like that. Like I would just listen because I have a huge record collection. So I would just put the record on and I would just try to chop up beats. And so it's just like, yeah, like horror movies. Horror movies are not just something I watch, it's something I incorporate in my music.
dope. Navy, man. I know we discussed this before on IG, but I was telling someone how yesterday some of my friends that were there about I heard one of your songs on Power, and I think you got more than one, right?
Yeah, I got two.
Two on Power. Okay.
Yeah.
And I remember watching the episode, and at the end, the song comes on, right? And so I pull out my phone. I'm like, damn, this shit jamming. So I go doing the Siri, what's the name of the song? And then your name came up, and I was like, wait, where do I know this name from? And then I go to look, and I look on my IG, and I was like, oh yeah, because I remember meeting you guys at the original location that we had TDM Talk at. I think you guys
shoot the Fuego video.
Y'all did right after the episode, after the show we did with Chop and Vega.
Yeah.
You guys went and shot the video for that. And we met right outside.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, then that's when I DM'd you. I have this bad habit of, I don't care what time it is. If I have something on my mind, I'm going to DM you. I don't care what time it is. I do that. Yeah, I do that. And then he replies back. I'm like, oh, he's up. Like, okay, cool. Man, are there any other shows that you got music on? Or so far it's just Power?
I'm reaching out, to different curators and stuff like that. So we're working on it. Just trying to figure out, what these TV shows really want, So it was kind of like a personal friend plug.
Yeah.
They, they knew, they just know I had some good music, and they was like, "Yo, I think I'm send me that joint. I'm gonna pitch it, to these people."
I think that's dope, man, because I'm a huge Power fan. I'm a fan of the show, so like, I still like I'll finish whatever's on, and then I'll go back and rewatch like the old season, the OG Power, and I just watched Raising Kanan the other day. But that must be a great feeling, bro, just to say, like, man, I got my music played on a show that big.
And it's one of those songs where, like, I call it the backlash of the song. When I first dropped it in 2021, when I first dropped the Black Popeye EP, and people were like, song's trash. Like, you're too old to be doing this type of music. Like, cut that shit out. Song goes on Power. Yo, bro, I've been trying to tell you this shit was a hit. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Don't do that. I don't do that.
People always want to come after the fact, right? After some shit
Yeah.
pop off, then it's like, oh yeah, I knew he was going. I knew he made
Yeah,
some
nah,
fire.
don't
I
do
mean,
that. Don't do that.
so like with your music, man, the thought process behind when you write and what the style of music that you do, where does that come from? The inspiration.
My life stories, man. You know, I've been through the trenches, so it's been all over from like street shit to military shit, back to street shit. Like so.
Is that where the name comes from? The Navy?
Yeah,
You were in
Navy
the
Jones Locker.
yeah.
Yeah, it's
I'm
like
assuming you were in the Navy, maybe.
yeah, yeah.
Okay, damn, I'm a good guesser.
Yes, I was in the Navy. So that whole perspective of my life, like trying to leave the streets behind, and then going to the military and learning all these military tactics, and then I get out and there's zero plan, and all I know is the street shit.
Yeah.
So then I just encompassed all of that together, and luckily, I'm not behind bars. I'm a clean slate guy now, but
Yeah. We all have a history, a
Yeah,
past
yeah.
that
so
could have easily jammed us up, so to speak. Because I don't know how you guys are, but I know growing up, we didn't have like cell phones and all this technology back then. So a lot nowadays it's a lot easier to get caught up because you don't
Yeah.
never know who's recording. You never know
yeah.
what cameras are watching. Type of thing. How did you guys meet?
So, Rel.
Rel.
Yeah, shout out to my brother D.
Yeah.
Rel, man, from Harlem, man. They was like having some bids or something around the way because y'all went to school together, right?
No, so the way that it works was there was actually funny enough. There's this producer from Corpus Christi named Dior. This is when I used to have a Twitter. He hit me up and he was just like, "Yo, man, I really like your beats. Like, I know some people who I think you can work with." And it's funny because it really kind of taught me a lesson and made me realize, like, oh, don't just brush anybody aside for any reason. Because he had like less than 100 followers, and I was just like, "Who's this guy?" Whatever. Like, it ain't no thing. And so I was like, "Yeah, you know what? Fuck it, why not? I'm just getting started. Let me see what's going on." So he linked me up with a friend of his named D-Rel. Shout out to D-Rel. And Rel and I link up. We start making music together. And, it was just like, oh shit, like I really like this guy's style. And then one day he says, "Yo, let's link up. My brother's gonna meet with us." And I was like, "All right, cool." And then homie shows up to the restaurant or the bar, wherever we went.
That was around my way.
Yeah, we were like a block away from your
I
place.
was like,
Wow.
what?
Yeah, and so we were just so we were talking and we just hit it off, and then we started working together. And I think
That's when we started the chicken spot.
the
series.
Chicken Spot series, yeah, that's right. I produced a couple tracks for the Chicken Spot series. But yeah, it's funny how like in a roundabout way things come back to Texas because that if it wasn't for that Corpus Christi producer,
Yeah.
we never would have met.
Yeah.
Man, that is crazy.
Yeah, so yeah, that's how we linked up, and then we've been working together since what 2017? No, 2019.
2019, yeah.
Yeah.
2019.
Okay, is that how you remember it too? Because I know
Yeah,
everybody be
yeah.
like, "Nah, I don't know about that
You
one."
a
You know,
goddamn liar.
you was lying about that one.
Because I was like, it was like, yeah, bro, we having some bits. So they was already like, well, he don't drink. So Rel was already a couple beers in. Oh yeah, bro, we right by your crib, man. I should have hit you up. What kind of shit is that?
Like yesterday, I saw a friend of mine post footage from the show last night, and I was like, "You were there?" And then in the video, I'm literally standing in front of her, like she's recording. I think Baby Lee was performing,
Yeah.
and then I'm looking. I'm like, "Damn, that's me right there!" Like, yo. I said, "That's crazy." But it was dark most of the
Yeah,
night, so
yeah.
I really couldn't tell who was
Yeah.
in there. I thought the lights would come on maybe in between sets. But no, I couldn't tell who was who. I was looking like, man. I don't know if you recognized me at first when you came to the bar.
I did, yeah. I seen
Okay.
everybody, yeah,
Because
yeah.
I know, like I said, again, it was dark. And I'm like, hey, what's up, man? You're just like, hey, what's up? Because I get that a lot, man.
I just don't expect people in Texas to recognize me.
Oh, okay. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
we had met before, so
Yeah.
I did remember. And, I think my boy Zach he was feeling good. So he was, buying drinks, and so shout out to him for the drinks last night. So your connection to Texas, where does that come from?
Now it's
Yeah, now. Was it through Chop?
Yeah.
Yeah, so the way that we linked up with Chop was
We try not to mention his name, and he comes up a lot.
that's the homie, man. But
Yeah, for
like,
sure.
But yeah, the way that it was is that speaking of homies, Latinx hip hop, shout out to Latinx hip hop. He was doing this competition of like, best rappers, best producers, stuff like that, or it was like a bracket style kind of March Madness kind of competition. and I submitted some beats to the producer section, and I got to like I think like the second or third round, and then Chop had reached out to me, and he's like, "Yo, I really like these beats. Let's work together." So I sent him a few tracks, and I think the first one we did together was the Hugo Stiglitz freestyle.
Yeah, that's the
Oh,
one.
okay,
That's the one
okay.
that I heard.
Yeah. So we did the Hugo Stiglitz freestyle, and then he hits me up and he was like, "Yo, who's this Chop the Father guy?" And I'm like, "Oh, it's a dude that I met from Texas." And he's like, "Yo, we got to work together." Long
Yeah,
story
nice,
short,
Chop.
we ended up linking together, and then what was the first thing?
Because it was coming off the Chicken Spot series. So
Yeah.
then we did Angels Loyal to Demons. He
Yeah.
did Vader Time, and then that's when we did Undertaker versus.
That's
Fame.
what it was. Yeah.
That was dope. That
Yeah.
Modelo's and Popeye shit.
Yeah,
My shit. I
yeah.
think he said that yesterday. He's like,
Yeah.
I'm performing his shit. He likes this. And I had a Modelo in my hand. so
There you go.
it worked out perfect. I was like, hey, look, I got one. I just needed the Popeyes.
Yeah.
And I love Popeyes, so
Yeah.
it's just one of them things.
There you go.
Nah, that's dope, man. Because Latinx really also he sheds light on
Oh yeah.
a lot of people really from all over.
Yeah.
And I remember when he first started, and then we linked up. We've been doing the playlist every month for. This is our third year going into it, where we
Hell
drop the playlist every month
That's
consistently. Just to shed light on the underground, man, because I feel that's who needs it the most. Because it really is
Appreciate
good
it,
music.
yeah.
It's not just like we're just showing love to some random people. It's like, nah, it's just really dope music. Hell, I that's how I found out who you guys were.
Yeah.
Really, with the work that Chop did plus the playlist. So Hugo Stiglitz was the first one y'all did together.
Yes. Hugo Stiglitz was the first one that we did together.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how did you start working with Chop?
So we did the 187 song,
That's right.
Okay.
and then after 187, last time when I was out here for the White Oak, we was just trapping out the telly, making music, and then we was like, bro, like, we got like 4 or 5 songs already. Like, let's do something.
Yeah.
So then that's how it came about.
Currently, man, what's something that you're working on right now for
Just dropped Montenegro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Montenegro.
Friday.
We just did
Yeah.
that. Shit. Yeah.
And I'm working on various albums right now. So
Yeah.
I'm
like
working-
like solo projects or just with
Yes.
different people?
solo projects. Different producers. I'm working on my boy S out of Denmark. So
Okay.
working with K Slugger out of Sweden right now. He produced for like Griselda and shit. So
Oh, dope.
working with the homie Tox from Denmark. So he another one like heavy hitters, and then I'm just working on this album, trying to figure it out. Well, we ain't figured out a title yet, but
Yeah. We got something going on.
it's a part 2 to the Angels Loyal to Demons that we did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Encompassing that same energy, but we gonna take our time.
And really,
I'm always just working.
Yeah.
I was talking to some other artist while we were at the House of Blues, and they're just like, "Oh, like, do you have anything ready to go?" And I'm just like, "Dude, I work.
Always.
I make like a beat tape a week. I make like 5-6 beats a week. So I'm just like, and Chop, Jones, a few artists out of Riverside or the Inland Empire, and a handful of other artists that, like, as soon as I finish making beats, I'm like, all right, here's a few. Let me know which one you like, whichever ones you like. If
Yeah.
you need some stems, I'll send you stems, whatever. So it's like, yeah, if I'm just constantly just working.
yeah, now that you start to put out more and more projects, now the demand starts to increase because it's like, oh, this shit is really hard.
Yeah.
Pause and
I knew that I was getting a lot more attention when I was getting more of those Instagram pages that are like, expand your
Oh, yeah,
followers.
yeah.
So I get 10,000 followers in a week.
man.
I'm like, all right, I guess.
The ones that be like, yo, fam, I like your
Yeah.
music, man. I heard your project. I like your music. What
I
song?
guess this is me making it.
and then they block you.
Yeah.
no, look,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
I had one last week, right? And I trolled him. He's like, "Hey, yo, fam, dope music. I like your music." I said, "Okay, which one?"
Yeah.
I got a lot, and yeah, I was just going back and forth with him. Eventually, he just stopped messaging me because it was like,
Yeah.
I was like, bro, I don't even do music, bro. So
Yeah.
number one, I already know you're lying. I don't do music.
But why do they all say, hey, fam, yo, fam? Who
Yeah.
comes like that?
And they always have a photo of Hot 97 and just
Yeah.
in front of the
Fam,
banner.
yo, fam.
The guy's like from Pakistan,
Nobody fucking talks like that no more, man.
Send me $5,000 and then you'll get 10 grand back.
Yeah.
Get outta here, man.
These people, they definitely be wilding on the internet, bro. Just trying to, but I guarantee, I bet they get some people.
They-
with
Oh
that.
yeah.
Just not me.
It happened to me once when I was first coming up. Like there was this one producer, rapper, whatever. He did put out the project.
Yeah.
But he charged me like $300. And I was like, all right, cool, whatever. Like he got like a write-up on the source or some shit. And then I was like, okay, like this guy seems pretty legitimate. Like almost a year later, I'm like, yo, like, are you ever gonna release this? And he's just like, oh yeah, my bad. I got caught up with other projects and this and that. I'm like, all right, cool. And he finally released it. Doesn't credit me, misspells and mispronounces my name, and just doesn't tag me, nothing. He just took it and ran with it.
Damn.
Yeah, dude. And it was just
like
like,
sue his ass. Where he at? His song still out?
fuck if I know.
We're gonna run down on you, boy. We don't play that shit.
Hey, let me know. We'll pull up on him.
We don't play that.
Yeah.
That's my brother, man. Why you ain't tell me?
This was years ago. This was like,
Rel gonna hear this.
Yeah.
Rel's gonna be highly upset.
it was way before we met.
He's like way before. We
Yeah.
Oh, and then, well, yeah. We still got to pull up on him.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll
Let me
do some
know.
research.
I'm down for the ride, bro. Like,
All right.
you know.
I'll keep that in mind. I got some balaclavas in my trunk.
Dream collabs. You can go either or.
Shit.
Give me 3. No specific order.
Right now, like dream collab. I don't really call it a dream because I know it's gonna happen. But I'm gonna say Conway.
Okay.
I'm gonna say Hove, and I don't know, so many people that I really want to work with, man. But those are my top 2, man. Anybody really from Griselda, really, and Hove, man. That's really it, man. Maybe like Shaggy or something, because I'm Jamaican too, so like,
okay.
You know what I mean, something crazy, or like a Vibes Cartel or Movado, like,
yeah,
you know what I mean, something crazy for the streets. They'd be like, yo,
No, that would be dope.
Dream collab. That's a great question. Off the top, no particular order. R.A. the Rugged Man.
Okay.
Master Ace.
Mm.
Man, my go-to would have been Doom, but R.I.P.
Yeah, all right.
That's like that would have been my number one. But shit, that's a good one. I think just because I was listening to him a lot on my way over here, probably Earl Sweatshirt.
Earl Sweatshirt.
Yeah, I love like experimental, weird style. So it's just like, and just like because like hearing his flow over Alchemist beats, I'm like, oh shit, like I love the way
different.
Yeah, exactly, it's different. So yeah, probably that would probably be Master Ace, R.A. the Rugged Man, Earl Sweatshirt.
Nice.
Yeah,
definitely. And not that I had a preconceived notion of what I thought it would be, but it was definitely, it's always refreshing to hear because, people usually will say the same thing, the Hoves, the Kanyes, the Drakes, Wayne, Lil Wayne or whatever. But to be able to hear something different is dope. What about when you're with your production influences? Like, who are some people that influenced you when you first started or even now?
Yeah. Well, like I mentioned, MF Doom's a big influence. Madlib, Alchemist, Jay Dilla, Thes1, Marco Polo. But if I were to say like who was my biggest influence out of everybody, would probably be DJ Muggs. DJ Muggs.
Okay.
Like I don't like because I take influence from all of these producers and I've listened to them since I was a kid.
And all of them were dope. Madlib, MF Doom, like I mean,
crazy. Though, like that shit.
Yeah. Because like for me, listening, being, a Chicano from the barrio, listening to Cypress Hill.
Yep.
It's like fuck, dude. Like these guys are Latin. And they're like talking about some like their beats are spooky and they're talking about some horror shit. Like the horror shit, like this all sounds like movies that I watch,
Yeah.
And so it's like I take big influence by DJ Muggs because of his atmosphere and his style and just very much you can plug it. The one thing that made me go, oh, okay, this guy gets it. Like I can definitely relate to this guy was I was looking at some of the stuff that he had used as samples. And he has sampled like a number of my favorite horror movies.
Oh wow!
And like the fact that a lot of his beats are just like these atmospheric sounds with drums on them, and it's like if you listen to the sample by itself, it's just noise.
Yeah.
But then he chops it up and does it in a way where it's like, oh, this sounds like a beat, it has rhythm, it has melody to it, So yeah, I would say like out of all of them, I love them all. They're all big influences on me, but the top one would probably be DJ Muggs.
Nice.
Yeah.
And even Cypress Hill cover art was
Yeah.
down that same road like
Yeah.
you're talking, the spooky, the horror film type.
Oh yeah,
you
I remember
know?
being a kid and looking at the cover of Temple of Boom, and I'm just like, "What the fuck is
Yeah.
this? It's horrifying."
Yeah.
You know?
That's dope, man. And I'm a big Alchemist fan too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I can't remember who he originally produced the track for, but he had a track that 50 Cent did. He rapped to it called Body Bags, the 150 Cent, but it was originally somebody else's beat.
I know what you're talking about. I can't remember.
I
which
can't remember
one
who it was
I know
either,
what you're
but
talking
that's such a dope beat. And
Yeah.
then the first project he put out was so dope.
Yeah.
With all the different artists and the different styles that he was able to encompass in the project.
about.
You know,
Absolutely.
What about you?
Yeah, same shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know.
Our artist wise, like influences.
Influences.
Yeah.
I try not to really. It's not like no ego shit, but
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
like, you know, like really as an artist and intentionally trying to sound like myself.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Nah, you got a distinct sound, bro. Like,
Yeah, like,
I
I
don't think
just-
you sound like anybody, at least that I've ever heard of.
I just really, you know, I'm really influenced by my peers. That's what it really is. Like I listen to their music the most. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, yeah.
That iron sharpens iron, huh?
Yeah,
Type
you
of
know.
thing.
There you go.
And
That oughta-
freaking Baby Lee drops the beat and hits the freestyles, and I'm like, mother.
Nah.
Yeah.
Man, I swear to God, bro, we was just having me and again this artist that I'm working with, Mike Garza. We were just talking about that, you know, how dope that was last night when he just said, "All right, look, I'm about to do something," and he just goes into straight, you know, crazy mode. You know,
It's
it's
just
it,
talk that talk.
yeah,
You know?
yeah.
Oh, the
Really-
acapella that he
Yeah,
did.
Really,
yeah,
you know, he
that was
really walked that
incredible.
walk. So it's just like,
Yeah.
you know,
And I like how every one of y'all brought something different
Yeah.
to y'all sets. You know, you know, Frankie had the you know the kind of the crowd interaction,
Mhm.
and then bringing out Doe Man was a surprise. You know, like I definitely wasn't expecting nothing like that.
Yeah.
And then everybody and so you know because I think Mike was saying you know how Baby Lee was just so cool, calm, and collected with his. You know, but he was talking that talk, you know,
Yeah.
and then you guys get up there and do y'all thing, and the energy that y'all brought, to me was unmatched. You know, like I was, as that was probably one of the I got tired after y'all said, bro. Like on the cool, I was like, I was like, AB, I love you, bro, but I'm tired. Like you know, my feet hurt. But you know, I enjoyed his set as well because the live band aspect
Yeah.
was so live, was so
Mhm.
dope.
Yeah, absolutely.
you couldn't help but feel it.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
couldn't help.
That was incredible.
You was vibing to it. So, nah, man. I guess I don't know if this is gonna we're not gonna I apologize. Yeah, no one will know what just happened, but that was there's a first time for everything on TDM Talk. Hey yo, I'm about to ask her, was she in the military? She did that, you know, where you crawl under the barbed wires.
What
like,
happened? That was the wildest
I'm
shit
not,
ever.
I'm not. I'm not. Oh my god, that was a first for sure. Man, you know. Hey, what's up, man? Shout out to Gold Toes, man. Just stepping in the building. What's up? What's up, man? I really just want to thank you guys for coming down. You know, and giving me you know a little bit of your time and being able to talk and just chop it up. We can get so that people get to know you guys better. We'll make sure that we'll put the links to where they could follow you guys in the description and do the whole nine. And
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
before we get out of here, man, any last minute shout outs?
Shit.
Got a list?
Got it. Yeah, I was about to say, I'm
Hey,
calling my
go
phone
for it.
really quick.
Go for it.
Well, shout out to the entire Texas crew, No Sleep Productions crew, Chop the Father, AB Rabs, DFD Baby Lee, Chicano Vega, Young Elder, Bad Child on the beats. Oh man,
That Bad Child's a bad man too.
dude, I can't listen to his music because I get upset. I'm just
Yeah.
like, fuck, man, he's so good. Rojo Beats, Jag Ariola, Native Threat, Cosmic Force. Man, there's just so many people to shout out, and if I forgot anybody, I apologize, but you know who you are, and you're a big part of all the creativity that we have and everything that we do. Shout out D-Rel. Yeah, man. Shout out Step Off Magazine, Rob Camacho and that crew. Yeah, man. There's a lot of people out there that have shown us a lot of love, and if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here and try to give back what they give us,
Yeah,
for sure.
we all know the same people.
Yeah,
He's like, I'm gonna make this easy on myself. Yeah,
exactly.
everybody he said.
Ooh, it's the stick up, stick up.
Yeah. Hey, I started to put my hoodie on, man. I was like, man, where are we going? What are we riding on? I actually forgot one thing, and you mentioned the Jag Adiola thing that's going on out there with them. You know, I know they got arrested, and can you talk a little bit about that?
So I don't know how much I can talk about. I mean, I wasn't involved with it, but essentially, he was associated with people who were protecting street vendors, and this is my opinion. This is 100% my opinion. Like, I just don't want to. Yeah, like I said, I wasn't going to give an opinion, but I just don't want to give it too much to get into any sort of like issue or cause any sort of issue. But essentially, he was seen with someone who had protected street vendors and led protests, and at no point did anything that was illegal or basically wasn't protected by the First Amendment.
Okay.
You know, and so unfortunately, apparently the sheriff's department had nothing better to do, and so they raided some houses. And like I said, I don't want to end up causing any sort of issue.
Sorry, fuck the pigs.
You know, I agree. But I want to make sure my boy don't get locked up again. You know,
shit,
let's get Navy's thoughts on this.
Yeah.
Fuck the pigs, man. You know what I'm saying, man?
Yeah, I 100% agree. But like I said, I just don't want.
Like, Jag's a stand-up dude, man.
Straight up, 100%.
You know, like, I mean, if you hating on him because he's standing up for the people, well, fuck you.
He's an incredible
That's
human
how I
being,
feel.
and all the people who were arrested were
bro.
just like, they were just, you know, they were just protesters and activists, and they had not committed any sort of crime, and they didn't do anything wrong, you know. So, you know, I mean, I don't know who has been released yet, but if any of them are locked up, they all should be freed, you know. So yeah, they were, in my opinion, this is not, like I said, it's 100% my opinion. I just think they were all wrongfully incarcerated, you know. So it's just like, it's just not fair the way that these people who were protecting the less fortunate just got caught up in something that
people ain't got
bogus
nothing better to
charges.
do, bro. They rather lock up people that's doing something for a cause while they hiding the evils of the people that's
and there's like documented proof of like the
bro.
sheriff's department having like you know, just like doing shady stuff with money, and then like also some of the like deputies were like showing up drunk and high to work and stuff. Like, I'm not making any of this up. There's like documented proof of all this.
No, I believe it.
So
I mean,
it's like, you know, so it's just like, it's wild the fact that like they have so many issues, and this is what they're spending their time, you know, incarcerating people who don't need to be behind bars, you know.
People hate people in power hate people that speak the truth and, you know, speak on what's right and the truth. You know, that's how I feel, because I've always been, you know, even where I used to work at, I would stand up for myself, and they hated that. You know, even though you're right, even though though you're 100% correct.
I know all about that shit.
It sucks, you know, and they hate that to the point where they'll want to fire you or lock you up or get rid of you in general, just to, you know, not have to deal or even hear the truth, because the truth does hurt, man. But it's the truth for a reason, bro. It's facts.
Authority doesn't like to be questioned, you know.
No, they don't.
You know,
it's do what I say and
do as I say, not as I do.
Yeah.
And that's a very bad mentality.
Yeah, absolutely. No, like, that was like one of the big things that, like, growing up, listening to punk, listening to hip hop, is just like, oh yeah, like these people in authority and in power, they don't care about us, you know. So it's like, we have to work together and be able to kind of build each other up, you know, because that's one of the biggest things that I loved about being here in Texas, or just being here in the South in general, is that like there's a lot of proof of like, oh yeah, people of color just being left behind, and so we all have to kind of pick each other up, you know. I did a road trip this past August from California to New York and back, and I drove through Missouri, and I was driving through a part of Missouri that was really just left behind, to put it nicely. You know, those dilapidated buildings, but the predominantly Black community, they had like health food spots and like women's health centers, and like the church was giving out free food. And it was just like, oh, we all have to look out for each other, because the people in power aren't going to look out for us.
Facts. That's why I love what we have going on as far as the hip hop community. Like we're a lot of the like-minded individuals are linking together and kind of supporting each other, and not really kind of, but we are supporting each other.
Absolutely.
You know, I have plans. My plans are as well as Chop and the other guys to be at Lighter Fluids in March.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you know, I'll definitely be out there to support that movement because when Mescal and Audio P and them came down, they did. We were able to do an interview with TDM Talk, and they Mescal he performed at Embrace the Culture,
Hell
our
yeah.
annual you know thing, our festival that we have every year. So that was dope. I was like, yeah, I got to return the favor and come out there,
Yeah,
bro, and
yeah,
support what
no
you guys
fire.
got going on.
Absolutely.
We gonna
Again,
run that shit
man.
up.
Yeah, for sure, bro, for sure. I mean, connecting those bridges, you know, and to continue to support each other,
Yeah.
black and brown united, and
Absolutely.
just continuing to work together. Again, man, you know, we could definitely go on and on.
Yeah, man. Definitely.
But you know, hey, man, I don't want you guys to waste your whole day here, you know, and be able to. I don't know if you guys got plans or whatever, but man, you know, again, thank you for sure for coming out, bro,
Yeah,
and
thank
giving me
you.
a few minutes of your time to sit and chop it up, man, and then being able to come out and perform like that was dope. So I was blessed to be able to see that, you know, and then hear the music it's definitely amazing, man, because I love it, you know.
Yeah, man.
Not only am I a supporter, but I'm a fan first more than anything. But
Absolutely.
you know, I support it, you know, and by doing this type of thing, to shed more light on what we got,
Appreciate
what
it.
you guys got going on as well. So, man, thank you guys for tuning in to another edition of TDM Talk. Make sure you follow these guys, man. Links will be in the description. You guys can make sure you follow them, support them, look them up, man. Tell them you saw them on TDM Talk. Make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe to the channel. And thank you once again. We are Them Damn Mexicans.